from stories across the world to stories here at home. This is the National News Broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Nitya Delavera.
I'm Movin Hettiarachi and here are today's headlines. The decision to reopen schools to be taken on the 7th of this month. 51 Gramaniladari divisions in 6 police divisions have been isolated. India becomes the first country to exceed 400,000 daily coronavirus infections. The president says there is a clear plan to eliminate poverty which torments the working class. A national program to provide 1 pot of turmeric plant to every home garden. Praveen Jaivikrama enters the book of cricket records. On to those and more stories now. On today's top story, there has been a rapid daily increase in the number of COVID-infected persons in Sri Lanka. Chief Epidemiologist of the Epidemiology Unit of Ministry of Health, Dr. Sudat Samaravira, says that therefore all Sri Lankan citizens have a great responsibility in the process to prevent the spread of COVID-19 disease speedily and efficiently.
We can see that there is a rapid increase of number of cases reported each day. So with that, in order to control this, there is a very big responsibility to all of us. The most important thing is that we should not mix up with other people, should stay at home as much as possible and should abstain from meeting other people as much as possible. So this is very important to control this disease. As well as if you are going to the society, that you should maintain the distance at least 1 meter and should wear a face mask and should keep your hands sanitized. So if you do that, we will be able to control this disease. Even there is an increased number of cases reported by now. And also that we should keep in mind that if somebody is having signs and symptoms of COVID-19 like fever, cough, sore throat, chest pain, difficulty in breathing, they should not stay at home, should come to the hospital immediately and also should seek medical advice and if necessary been tested. So there are increased number of cases coming to the hospitals, but still our hospital has the capacity to cope up with this. So because of that, people that who are having symptoms should come rather than staying at home. This is very important to control the disease at this moment.
Dr. Sudat Samaravira has also made a clarification on the COVID vaccination program presently being implemented on the measures to expand the program in the future.
We have vaccinated 60,757 people during this week with the second dose of Covishield. So that we will be continuing this, and also that we are having Sinopharm vaccine that is being donated by the Chinese government, close to 600,000 doses. That means that we can vaccinate fully close to 300,000 people. That World Health Organization technical committees has reviewed this vaccine. We hope that their decision will come in the next week, and if they give approval for the emergency use of Sinopharm, we will be using this vaccine to vaccinate our people. And also that we are expecting Sputnik 5 vaccine next week, so that also will be used for the vaccination of our people. In one hand, that when we are controlling the disease with the surveillance, identifying the cases and treating them, that we will use the vaccines to prevent the disease and the severe forms of disease. So with that, we hope that we will be able to control current increased number of cases very soon, and the public cooperation and their contribution is very much essential for this effort.
Now, the National Operational Centre for the Prevention of the Spread of COVID-19 says that 51 Gramaniladari divisions in 6 police divisions throughout the island have been isolated by this morning due to the rapid spread of the COVID-19 disease. The reason being the detection in large numbers of corona-infected persons from these areas. Army Commander General Shavendra Silva says that Gramaniladari divisions of Nampamunua and Gorakapitiya in the Piliyandala Police Division of the Colombo District, Godahena and Thalgasgoda Gramaniladari divisions in the Ambalangoda Police Division and Hapugoda Gramaniladari division in the Kalavana Police Division have been isolated with effect from 8:30 am today. In addition, Dehiyatta Kandiya Gramaniladari division and Kadirapuram Gramaniladari division in the Ampara district have been isolated from effect this morning. 3 Gramaniladari divisions in the district already remain under isolation. Police divisions of Kuliapiti and Pannala in the Kurunagala district, Dambulla, Galevala, Matala, Matale and Naula police divisions in the Matale district have also been isolated. 16 Gramaniludari divisions in the Kaluthara district and 5 Gramaniludari divisions in the Kurunagala district are already under isolation. In addition, 2 Gramaniludari divisions in each of the districts of Polonnaruwa and Galle, as well as 7 Gramaniludari divisions in the Trincomalee district and 4 Gramaniludari divisions in the Gampha district have been isolated. The National Operational Centre for the Prevention of the Spread of COVID-19 says that 21 more Gramaniludari divisions of the Matale district and Dambula Special Economic Centre have also been isolated, in addition to 5 Gramaniludari divisions in the Monoragala district.
Several Indian states have run out of COVID-19 vaccines a day before a planned widening of the national inoculation drive, authorities said yesterday, as new infections in the crisis-hit country surge to another daily record.
A vaccination centre in Mumbai, but there's no shots left. Authorities said that all inoculation centres in the megacity will be shut for 3 days starting Friday because, as India's coronavirus crisis spirals, they are running out of vaccines. Despite being the world's biggest producer of vaccines, India does not have enough stockpiles to keep up with its second wave, despite Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government planning to vaccinate all adults from Saturday. Only about 9% of a population of 1.4 billion have received a vaccine dose since January. In New Delhi, relatives gathered at a crematorium to collect the ashes of their loved ones. 48-year-old Rishi Raj Arora died on Thursday, one of nearly 3,500 deaths in only 24 hours. Medical experts believe the actual number may be much, much higher. His uncle, overcome with grief. God rest his soul in peace, he says. For paramedic Ankita Patel, life over the past decade has been all about selflessly serving the sick and the needy in Ahmedabad. But now, in the face of the raging pandemic, even she is beginning to feel scared.
Sometimes my family feels scared that I work in such risky conditions and then come home in the evening. Everyone has their health-related fears, but still they support me. And I also feel good that they appreciate me for working in this field.
Usually it takes her and the ambulance driver an hour or two to pick up a patient from home and transfer them to a hospital. Now she ends up spending several hours taking care of patients while waiting for hospitals to accept them. Desperately needed help for India is on its way. The United States will send more than $100 million in medical aid, and it has also redirected its own order of AstraZeneca supplies to India to allow it to make more than 20 million doses. Shipments from other countries are already starting to pour in, with a third one from Britain arriving on Friday, while Ireland and Romania also sent supplies the previous day.
Now, Education Minister Professor G.L. Peiris says that a decision has been made to keep schools closed for a further week, as there is no possibility to reopen schools on the 3rd of this month as scheduled due to the prevailing corona threat. Now, the minister further says that a decision will be taken on the 7th of this month on the possibility of reopening schools on the 10th of this month. Minister Professor G.L. Peiris said that by taking into consideration the prevailing COVID-19 situation in the country, it has been decided to keep schools closed till the 7th of this month. During this period, classes will be conducted online. The minister has further pointed out that especially programs as E-Takshala and Guru Gedara would become extremely useful for students.
වැනි වැඩසටහන් අපේ ශිෂ්‍ය ශිෂ්‍යාවන්ට බෙහෙවින් ප්‍රයෝජනවත් වෙනවා. එන සිකුරාදා. ඒ කියන්නේ මැයි 7 වෙනිදා අපි තීරණයක් ප්‍රකාශයට පත් කරනවා ඊළඟ සතියේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මැයි 10 වෙනි සඳුදා ආරම්භ වන සතියේ පාසල් විවෘත කිරීමට පුළුවන් වාතාවරණයක් තිබෙනවාද? ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් අපි ගන්නා ක්‍රියාමාර්ග පිළිබඳ
The National Operational Centre for the Prevention of the Spread of COVID-19 says that according to the surveillance phase 3 guidelines for COVID expansion control declared by the Director General of Health Services, several directives will come into force. Accordingly, holding of conferences, seminars, meetings and brand launches will be banned till the 21st of this month. This prohibition will be re-evaluated according to the latest trends. Supermarkets, large-scale sales outlets, financial institutions, textile sales outlets, retail sale outlets and should function 25% of its total consumer capacity. Hosting parties and public gatherings in open and closed locations will be prohibited. People should not assemble in religious places. All cinema halls, concert halls, children's playgrounds, swimming pools, pubs, bars, casinos, nightclubs, betting centers and massage parlors will remain closed. Hotels, rest houses and guest houses should accommodate only 50% of its total capacity. These places are not permitted to function after 10 p.m. Permission will also not be granted to conduct carnivals, musical concerts, beach parties and other related functions. Bakeries and open markets should only function with a 25% of the total consumer capacity. Courts are permitted to function with only 25% of participants. Permission will not be granted to visit prisoners. Conducting schools, preschools, universities, higher educational institutes and tuition classes will also be banned until further notice. The National Operational Centre for the Prevention of the Spread of COVID-19 says permission will not be granted to conduct weddings from the 4th to the 20th of this month. This restriction will be reviewed after the 20th of this month. Commissioner General of Buddhist Affairs Sunanda Karyaperuma says that it has been decided to close down all Dhamma schools until further notice in consideration of the prevailing pandemic. The first Sunday Dhamma school is scheduled to recommence upon reopening schools. Head of the National Operational Centre for the Prevention of the Spread of COVID-19, Army Commander General Shavendra Silva says that conducting nightclubs, social gatherings, special meetings and parties has been banned with effect from 10 p.m. tonight. Another 1,304 COVID patients were detected in the island today. 503 left hospitals after recovering from the virus. 96,478 have recovered from the virus. 12,294 are undergoing treatment. 11 COVID-19 deaths were reported yesterday from Piliyandala, Dehiyattakandiya, Matale, Kalutara, Wattala, Dulapitiya, Papiliyavala, Anuradhapura and Colombo 14. 500 equipment to maintain cold chain in transportation of vaccines was handed over to the Minister of Health, Pavitra Vanyarachi, by the UNICEF and the Japanese Embassy in Sri Lanka. Japanese Ambassador Akira Sugiyama has handed over the equipment which enables to carry in safety under the optimum temperature the vaccines until the time of inoculation.
I'm very pleased to be a part of this very important event despite the prevailing situation of COVID-19 in the country. It is very encouraging to witness the first consignment of cold chain supporting equipment, particularly vaccine carriers, are received today. We are thankful to the government of Japan for providing grants for these important items that is much needed for provision of vaccination and also to strengthen our cold chain management. Let me recall our long-term relationship between Sri Lanka and Japan, and we know that you never hesitate to support our country. Also with the same spirit, I want to mention the UNICEF has been supporting throughout Sri Lanka with procurement related to cold chain equipment and immunization, and on behalf of the government of Sri Lanka, my sincere gratitude to UNICEF is expressed. With all your support, we are going ahead with combating COVID-19 transmission. With your partnership, I am confident that we effectively overcome the challenges due to pandemic.
We believe that these 500 vaccine carriers handed over today will help accelerate vaccination programs by safe and prompt distribution of vaccines under proper temperature control. Government of Japan has so far provided $14.4 million assistance for Sri Lanka's COVID-19 response, as well as contributed $200 million globally to to the COVAX facility. Japan will continue to stand in solidarity with Sri Lanka in the joint combat against COVID-19. Thank you very much.
Provision of the second dose of the AstraZeneca and Sinopharm vaccines is presently taking place under the COVID-19 immunization program. The second dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine has already been provided to 60,757 persons. The second dose of the Sinopharm vaccine has been provided to 2,435 persons. Now, World Labour Day falls on today. However, May Day commemorations have not been organized in many countries due to the fact that the entire world is currently engulfed by the corona pandemic. Yet only several countries have been conducting May Day commemorations subjecting to strict health guidelines.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that greetings are being extended to this year's International Labour Day, with the happiness being able to safeguard and make meaningful international labour rights. The COVID pandemic has prevented the second year the working class commemorating the May Day. President in his May Day message further says that despite the setback, their dedication and commitment would continue to strengthen their struggle. The President's May Day message also points out the present government, as promised to the people, has consolidated the national security and sovereignty. In addition, it has also been able to take measures without causing damages to our heritage and nationality. He also recalled that steps, necessary policies have also been taken to uplift the progress of local industries and also to enhance agri-economy. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa adds, a clear economic plan is being implemented to eliminate poverty, which continues to torment the working class. It is labour that is being subject to the biggest challenges in the face of COVID-19 pandemic. The present government has correctly understood the reality faced by the working class of the country. Therefore, the government is continually taking measures to maintain the daily routine of the people without imposing restrictions that would jeopardise the public life. The President has further pointed out the government has committed to provide 5,000 rupee allowance to people during the period of New Year. The rights of the working people have been safeguarded through acts not curtailing any salaries of government servants, though it continues to maintain all programs on behalf of the state welfare. The government has also been able to enhance the living standard of plantation labour by increasing their daily wages to 1,000 rupees. The imposition of restrictions on the 19 imported commodity items has enabled the working class, headed by the farmer community, to enjoy benefits of strengthening the local economy. The President in his message further says they were aware that the farmers have been further strengthened due to the withdrawal of the obstructions that prevented them from selling their harvest during the festive period. The Gama Samaga Pilasandara program as well as the Vadasamaga Yaligamata program are inextricably linked with the lives of the general public. The President, through his May Day message, has extended best wishes to the working class of the country and requested them to join hands with the programs intended for the creation of a people-centered economy. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has also issued a special message in connection with the May Day. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, issuing a message in connection with the International Labour Day today, says that it is with great joy he extends best wishes to the entire working class. He further says he is extremely appreciative of the commitments of the working class at all times, saying that he takes this occasion to pay tribute to the working class for their commitment and dedication at the workplace for the well-being of the entire country. He further points out that as a result of the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic, we have been compelled to commemorate the May Day event like last year without processions and meetings. The Prime Minister has also expressed the hope that the Sri Lankan working class would celebrate the event in a novel format adhering to the proper health guidelines. The Prime Minister also recalls that the government, amidst the immense difficulties, have extended proper respect for the people. He pledges to safeguard the rights of the working class continuously. He also says that budget proposals presented by him for the last year 2021, 1,000 rupee daily wages was included. The Prime Minister adds that he considered it as a victory of the government to provide this increased daily wages to the plantation labour. He also says that the ability to update the Employee Provident Fund, the Industrial Dispute Act and the Compensation Ordinance should also be regarded as an honour bestowed on the working class of the country. This year's May Day event is commemorated under the theme People's Friendly Workplace and Secured State. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa in his message also expressed hope that the working people would join hands to uplift the local economy. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa says during this turbulent movement, the people faced a crucial responsibility of not leaving each other and to propagate mutual friendships. The opposition leader in his May Day message also stated that it is difficult to find any era in human history that has caused such a burden on world economy. It is the working class that has been subjected to the most of the hardship. Billions of employees have lost their jobs and their daily life was completely turned into a chaotic situation. The opposition leader in his message further says that he extends his respects to all working people who shed their perspiration for the sustained existence of the motherland. Minister of Labour, Attorney at Law, Nimal Siripala de Silva says that it is a matter of great sorrow for the government as well as the working class not being able to conduct processions, rallies and ceremonies in connection with the May Day as before due to the prevalence of the corona pandemic. The minister in his Labour Day message has further pointed out the government has taken measures to safeguard the security of the workers as well as the state in the private sectors to create skilled foreign labour force. Steps have also been taken to consolidate the rights of the working class as well as to enhance their welfare while upholding professional privileges. Minister of Mass Media, Dr. Kehelia Rambukvalla, delivering a May Day address, says that the commitment of the working class of the country is most honourable at a time when the entire world is facing a great tragedy. The present government is presently being represented by leaders who safeguard the rights of the progressive people of the country. The present government extends its heartfelt respects in the maximum extent to the working class of the country.
Now, several World Labour Day events have been conducted today without people's participation due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The National Freedom Front organised a May Day celebration ceremony under the theme One Country, One Law, Let Us Treat All Equally via the Internet. State Minister Jayantha Samaravira and Parliamentarian Gamini Valaboda were also present. The Lanka Sama Samaj Party and Communist Party of Sri Lanka have conducted a joint May Day commemoration online. General Secretaries and senior members of the two parties attended the event. The Janata Vimukti Peramon organised its May Day commemoration online. Several political activists have expressed their opinions. A May Day commemoration ceremony organised by the Christian Labour Brotherhood was held at the St. Michael's Church in Kollupitiya. Reverend Father M. Sunnyvale delivered the keynote address. A group including Reverend Bishop Dushantha Rodrigo and Reverend Father Maxidos were also present at the occasion. A ceremony to commemorate services of former Labour Minister and versatile politician T.B. Ilangaratne was held in front of his statue at Uttarananda Mavate in Colombo. Leader of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, former President Maithripala Sirisena, Minister Vasudeva Nanayakara, General Secretary of the United People's Freedom Alliance, Mr. Mahinda Amaravira, General Secretary of the SLFP, State Minister Dayasiri Jayasekara, and State Minister Lasantha Aligevan have also attended the occasion. The event was organised by the T.B. Ilangaratne Friendship Association. The 20th commemoration ceremony of former President late Ranasinghe Premadasa was conducted before the Ranasinghe Premadasa statue in Hasdorf in Colombo. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa and relatives and family members of the late President were present at the occasion. The 130th birthday of Labour leader A.E. Gunasinghe also falls today. Floral tributes were placed at the A.E. Gunasinghe statue in Gunasinghapura, Colombo today. Relatives of the family of late A.E. Gunasinghe and parliamentarian Thisartha Naika have attended the occasion. Now, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has presided over the inauguration ceremony of the national program to provide 1 pot of a turmeric plant to every home garden today. The President has symbolized the commencement of the program by planting a turmeric sapling in his home garden in Mirihana. Under the initial phase of the program, each of the 1.5 million families will be given 5 pots of turmeric plants of high quality. Such plants could be obtained from the agricultural extension officials in the agrarian services centres of respective areas. Ministers Dr. Bandula Gunawardena, Ramesh Pathiran, State Minister Janaka Wakabura and officials of several ministries have also attended the occasion.
A communique issued by the National Operations Centre for the Prevention of COVID-19 Outbreak says that considering the COVID-19 situation in the country, the chairman of the Civil Aviation Sri Lanka has been informed to limit the number of passengers brought to the Sri Lanka by all international airlines to 75 passengers maximum. This limitation is to be implemented from Monday the 3rd of this month for 14 days, and the status quo will be reviewed after 14 days. That's it for tonight's English News Update. Thank you for joining us. Good night.